overtime for the 4th time in series history here at Atlanta.
Got a truck stalled down in turn 4 there, Vince. I think we might have to go.
Cody
or is he just tail end of the line?
He's going to the tail. Lights are still out on the pace truck.
So they're going to come around and get the green. And remember, if the yellow comes out before they get the white, we'll rack it up and do it again. Myatt Snyder and Johnny Sauter. Snyder with 2 tires on the inside, Sauter with 4 on the outside, and here comes Brett Moffitt for the lead. Moffitt in the 16.
3 wide, you're in the middle.
3 wide behind Brett Moffitt.
What a move by Brett Moffitt. And he's got a gap now.
And here comes Crafton trying to get around for second, but he's got company. Look at it. Wow. Noah Gregson on the inside.
Noah Gregson, Johnny Sauter side by side now, coming down for the white.
But it's Brett Moffitt out front, and the white flag is out. 1 to go at Atlanta. The next flag will end it. Side by side is Gregson and Sauter.
Brett
Moffitt out front.
He said, see you later. I'm driving off into the sunset here at Atlanta for this win.
Banging doors, Sauter and Gregson. And now Rhodes trying to get into the mix. But Brett Moffitt with 1 career win, about to make it 2.
Yeah.
Bringing it to the line. Brett Moffitt wins at Atlanta.
Nice work, boys.
Wow.
Make sure we thank our conquest, man. Thank you, Brett Moffitt. Thank you, all the partners. Mark, awesome engine. Awesome restart. Thank you, Brandon. Proud of you, boys.
The Toyota power under the hood of the 16, and Hattori Racing gets its first ever win with Brett Moffitt getting it done at Atlanta. What a finish. The restart of his life sends him to victory lane. Brett Moffitt wins. Burning it down, Brett Moffitt with his 2nd career win. He was a part-time driver the first time he won for Red Horse in August of 2016 at Michigan. But this is his ride, and he is taking it to victory lane with crew chief Scott Zipadelli.
Team manager Mike Gricci. That's just a great scene down there, isn't it?
It is. A lot of high fives, a lot of stuff going on down here. We saw your driver be aggressive on every restart. Did you know he had it, though, for the win?
You never know. You know, if you can run a top 5 all day long and have good stops, I think you got a shot at winning a race. You just got to have track position. You got to make it happen.
That last pit stop was vital. What adjustment did you make to make sure he had the truck to do it?
I changed the air pressure a little bit to make sure the splitter wouldn't hit, so they would take off a little bit better for 2 laps. But I can't thank everybody enough. Shiggy Hattori, give this opportunity. He's working so hard with all of his partners in Japan, and Ison Group coming aboard, and Mark Cronquist built a great engine. TRD, it's all of our partners. It's just an amazing story, and again, to be with Brett Moffitt, and, the kid proved that he can win. He's a race car driver, so hopefully we got more of this.
We'll meet you in victory lane. Hermie.
Well, and standing by with Johnny Sauter. Johnny, it looked like with about 5 laps to go that you had 2nd in the bank, had a caution, you got a break, got out front, it came down to a last race restart. What made the difference those final couple laps?
Well, there's a lot of things. Obviously, the guys behind you lay back on the restarts, and not supposed to. But I have to kind of stay in line with what the 13's doing. So, don't really know if I could have did anything different. I'm wide open those last 2 laps. 16 had a built motor, so I don't know if it just accelerates better or what. But proud of all the guys at GMS, our Allegiant Travel, Sunseeker Resort, who I forgot to mention last week. Mr. Gallagher's new resort down in Florida. It's pretty awesome. And just thanks Chevrolet. I thought I did everything right. I ran the last 2 laps wide open. They just got going better than I did. So I'd love to be able to stand here and tell you that I think I could have did something different, but I just don't think I could. I thought I timed it right and just come up a little bit short, but by far the best truck I've ever had here. Proud of Joe, all these guys, good group of guys who just I hate that. I felt like I had a good shot, but wide open's wide open. There's not much I can do.
Vince?
Well, to start the season 1st and 2nd, still not too bad, but oh, how frustrating it must be for Kyle Busch to have had such a terrific truck to lead the most laps and then have it go awry on a pit stop. 2 years ago, the 2016 season here at Michigan, Brett Moffitt in that red and white truck, or excuse me, the black truck for Red Horse Racing. And there's the red and white. His teammate of was Timothy Peters. And watch Moffitt in that black and red and the number 11 go 3 wide around the outside for the lead.
And that's William Byron, last year's Xfinity champion, on the inside as well.
Don't you put Brett Moffitt close to a checkered flag and think he's not going to go for it. What an amazing pass in Michigan, and that was the perfect restart tonight for Brett.
Victory Lane with Alan Cabana and Brett Moffitt.
Brett Moffitt climbing out. You could just see the smile on his face. Big celebration. Water, Gatorade, everywhere. Brett, this relationship with the 16 truck came together not too long ago, and you're already in victory lane. Tell me about that final restart where you knew you had the tires, but you had to get it done.
Yeah, first of all, I got to thank Shiggy, Ison, TRD, Advix A&W, and Mark Conquest and JGR Engines, and just everyone out here. Man, this is unbelievable to even be in a race car at this point, let alone in victory lane. And we had a really good truck all night. Kyle spun his tires a couple restarts ago that put us back, but right here I knew the 13 was sitting duck, and I just wanted to get a good restart, and hopefully they got into a battle behind it, which they did, and it's pretty surreal.
Congratulations on this win. Brett Moffitt wins in Atlanta on a late restart.
A restart he'll never forget, that's for sure. Brett Moffitt for the second time in his Truck Series career in victory lane.